Hello, welcome to Gray and Crochet. My name is Matt and I am going to be testing out the Sentro knitting machine. I have been wanting to try one of these for so long, I think a couple years now. I just never really took the plunge and bought it until very recently. I did get this one off Temu. I will link my haul up here for you. Definitely go check it out. I got so many crochet and crafting items for very affordable prices. Some of them were even free, so you don't want to miss that. But yes, I have never used a knitting machine before in my life, so I thought it would be fun to basically give you my first thoughts, my first impressions, things like that, from an absolute newbie beginner. So yeah, I don't know how this video is going to go. Hopefully well, because I don't actually know the first thing about knitting, so if something does go wrong, I would have no clue how to fix it. So hopefully this is an entertaining video for all of you. I haven't even set this up yet. I have thrown away the instructions, I think, because I can't seem to find them. But I will be trying to wing it and set it up today. I will also be testing out the yarn that it came with. So I got 4 balls of yarn with this machine. I got 2 worsted weight yarn, one in blue and then one white. And I've also got 2 DK weights in pink and like a grayish purple. I will be testing out one of each probably, so 1 DK weight and then 1 worsted weight, just to see how it works on this machine and also to get myself familiar with actually using it. I have heard that machines can be quite temperamental with yarn and it can drop stitches and things like that if it doesn't really like the yarn, so it'll be interesting to see how I go with using the actual yarn that came with this machine. So stay tuned for that, but first things first, I need to set it up and I need to figure out how to do it. So you'll be watching me, but please don't judge me. And yeah, welcome to the show. So my knitting machine came with a little bag of things. I'm assuming this is like the feet for this and the yarn guide and things like that. So we're gonna unbox that together, or unbag I should say. So it looks like these are the legs. So we've got 4 of them. Oops, and there's things in it. That's 4 legs and what looks like darning needles. I'm assuming this is for fastening off once you're done with your work. I've got 3 different sizes. I'm assuming depending on the yarn size that you use, you might, change up the sizing. There's also different lengths of them. So 2 of them are on the shorter side. One of them has a really tiny hole. I'm assuming it's for thinner yarn. That one's the shortest. Then we've got like a medium-sized one and then a large one. And I've just dropped one, knowing me. Oopsies. There it is. So that's 3. We've also got little suction cups with screws on them. I'm assuming this is for the feet to help it stay in place. Also come with a crochet hook. This is there a size on it? Yes, it is 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. I'm assuming this is for when I drop stitches, because I've heard you can fix that with a crochet hook. Let me know in the comments below if there's another use for this crochet hook as well, please, because I am an absolute beginner and I just need to know everything. This, I'm assuming, is the yarn guide that gets fitted here probably. And it also comes with a little screwdriver for, I'm assuming, the suction cups, because there's little screws in there. Now, I have no idea how to fix it. Like I said before, I threw away the instructions with the box, silly me. But I think it should be pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to pop it on its head. Hopefully I'm not damaging it. If any of you in the comments are screaming based on what I'm doing, I'm really sorry. Trying to figure out how this works, and I apologize for the crinkling of the plastic. Oh my god, I can't even find the opening. Suction cup, and there are 3 nails. Have I lost one? Yes, I did. There are 4 tiny little screws, which hopefully I don't lose them. I might pop them in the center. And I'm assuming these go in here. No, I have no idea. Do those go in there like that? At the bottom? Is that how you sit the feet? Yeah, that looks about right. And then I'm assuming that slots into the actual machine. Now I can get the suction thing out. Ooh. Is that how it fits in? Oh, am I breaking it? Okay, I think that one is in. Now time for the next one. I think they're all in, and I'm pretty sure the screws go in there if my camera wants to focus. So there's a little hole in there that I think I need to screw the legs into. So I'm just gonna do that now, and I'll come back once I've done them all. The legs are on. It is a little bit slippery, so I reckon I am gonna put these on there. They look like they just slot into the little holes on the legs. So I'm just gonna give that a go. But it was quite easy installing the legs. You just needed to screw them on. Not too difficult. It is a little bit awkward doing everything though, because now it is getting quite big. And I am a bit nervous about damaging the knitting hooks, or whatever you want to call it, on the machine. Okay, one more. They're all slotted into the legs, and they're easily removable, I would say. And let's see if it sticks better. Okay, give it a squish, and it's a little bit shaky, but definitely not sliding around on the table. They are quite attached on, which is good. Now I just need to install this, which I'm assuming goes down here. Does it just slot in? I need to do this. How do I do this? Just squish it in there. And I think that's it. Hopefully I've got it the right way around. Is it that way? Is it the other way? I don't actually know. Might be the other way. Whatever, I can't take it out. But can you let me know in the comments below if any of you have used the machine before, if that little bit needs to go at the bottom. I think it does, because that one looks a bit neater. Can't even see it. I reckon it is the wrong way around. I'm going to try and get it out and then put it back properly. So it turns out I actually had it on the right way. So yeah, silly me. There is like a little piece of plastic that's sort of sticking out in the middle there, and this bit has like, it's basically shaped like a U, so it slots in, if that makes sense. There's no way for me to basically fit it the other way, but I'm not entirely sure what that is meant to do. Is there like another piece that needs to be on top of it? Like, what's meant to happen with it? Why is there just a random piece sticking out there? But anyway, I did forget to mention this is the 48 pin machine. So this has numbers next to it. So the white one is 48. Some people use that as the start, others use it as the end. I think I'm going to use that as my starting pin, even though that's technically 48. And then there's little numbers across each one, which might come in handy, I think, for the panel function. So there is a little switch here with T and P. I think T means tube and P means panel. Let me know in the comments below if that's incorrect. It's currently on T, so this would just basically create a little tube of knit. It's also got a little spindle here, whatever you want to call it, twisty turny thing. And a row counter, which can be reset by clicking that. So I'm going to give it a go and test out one of the yarns now. Just going to make sure this is nice and secure. I think I am going to start with one of the worsted weight yarns, which I might just use this blue one. And I've got my white pin up. Hopefully you can see that there. Now I have watched a couple videos, but I've never actually cast it on before. So I'm nervous, a little bit nervous. And also I have just noticed that there's a little bit of like plastic like sticking out there. It's a little bit of a rough edge, so quality wise, not the greatest. I can definitely see some yarn getting stuck there as you sort of feed it in through there, so I might just need to sand that down, but that's a problem for later. So hopefully I can figure this out the first time, so this isn't a super long video. So I've got it under the white hook, and I think I need to go behind and then in front, and then behind and then in front, and then behind and then in front. Hopefully that is right. Whoops. Hopefully I am doing this right. Okay, behind, in front, 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 behind, in front. Behind, and then I'm back at the white one. So I think I'm just gonna bring the yarn through here. Okay, and I think I need to go in front again, and then pull it through that and feed it through one of the tension holders or whatever it's called. My yarn is just a little bit tangled now, so I'm just going to quickly untangle that, but hopefully I've got it right. My row counter for some reason didn't tick over to 1, which is strange, but let's give it a go. Oh no, it just did, so spoke too soon. So reset that to 0, and nope, it is not catching. So I think we need to do take 2. I'm gonna try again. I am gonna just try with the pink one as the first one now instead of the white one, because I think it might just be easier for when it ticks over, because I think it ticks over once the white crosses. But I'm gonna try it a bit looser and hopefully it works this time. So I've got that on that one, and that goes behind, and that goes in front, and that goes behind, and then front, and then behind, and then front, and then behind, and then front. And I am just going a bit looser this time. I don't know if I did it too tight last time, which is why it didn't work. Hopefully it's as simple as that. So I've just gone behind the white one, and I think I now need to feed it through. I need to go behind that one and then feed it through here. Okay, let's get that to the other side and then put that in the tension holder. Hopefully it actually works this time. Okay. I'm just going to reset that one and let's see if that works. Okay. Hopefully that works there. Okay, it looks like it's catching, which is good. It's better than last time. So I am 30 rows in, and I think it looks fine. To an untrained eye, I can't see any issues with this. It looks fine to me, and it looks like a good knitted piece. I'm not going to fasten this off because I don't actually have a use for this. I just wanted to test the yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and just basically take this out of the machine, this particular yarn, rewind it, and then we're going to test out the DK weight yarn. So I have taken it off the machine. This is what it looks like. This is about 30 rows on the knitting machine. It looks pretty good to me. I can't see any major issues with it. There is just like a bit of a bigger hole there. I don't know if that's just like me managing tension. And also around the like bottom here, so this is the part that I just took off the machine, and this is the part that I cast it on. There is like a little bit of a lump. I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but so it's sort of like just, there's like a noticeable change in texture here. Maybe it's a tension issue, but it basically happens all throughout the piece. Maybe that's just something that I need to keep an eye out for, but yeah, apart from that, it looks fine. It was fairly easy to remove off the machine. I just literally took it off the little yarn threader thing and then wound it, and then it came off pretty easily. And now we get the fun job of frogging. And now we're going to go ahead and test the DK weight yarn. Again, I'm just going to loop it through like I did last time. And hopefully third time is successful. And I don't need to do a fourth. So I'm just going to go through, wrong way, through, behind, through, behind, through, behind, through. Okay, it's fed through, and I'm just going to put it into the middle one now. It actually fits DK yarn quite perfectly there. And now we get to spin again, and hopefully this time it turns out well as well. The yarn has a bit of a knot in there. Well, not a bit, it does have a knot in there. So I wonder how that's going to feed through. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to adjust it on this little tension thing, and we'll see if it does anything to the knitting machine. Seems to have gone through fine. So that is about 30 rows. So I'm just going to, again, take it off the machine and show you guys. So this is what I did last time. I just literally took it out. The machine's a bit staticky. I'm not sure if you can hear that. Assuming from all of the spinning. And the white is collecting a little bit of fluff from the yarn, which is interesting. But anyways, I'm just gonna now just wind it without any yarn attached, and then that should take it off the machine. Perfect, and there we have it. So that is, again, 30 rows of the DK weight yarn. Looks quite nice actually, and I think I was able to manage the tension a little bit better this time. I just loosely put my hand on the table while with the yarn underneath it to try and just keep it like a smooth flow of yarn, and it looks really good, quite holy and beautiful. And now we have the joy of frogging this one as well, so let's go. And that frogged pretty easily. I do have a yarn bath behind me, which I will clean up later. But yeah, that actually worked better than I thought it would, considering it was my first time making this. And I'm quite actually excited to continue to play around with this and try out different yarns on it. I hope you enjoyed testing out the 48 pin Sentro with me. It was so much fun to use, very simple to set up and get going, and very affordable as well. I paid 50 something Australian dollars for this on Temu. Other sites have it listed for about the same price, so quite an affordable knitting machine. very good beginner option in my opinion. I had never used one before this video and I figured it out basically on the second go. All I had to do is watch a YouTube video to figure out how to cast on, and yeah, second time lucky I guess. I had no issues doing it on worsted weight yarn or DK weight yarn. I am quite excited to try out the machine a little bit more, try it out with different yarns, different patterns, the panel settings. I've seen people do clothes with it by creating panels and just seaming it together, so I'm very excited to try that because I've been wanting to make clothes for a very long time. So definitely stay tuned for more Sentro knitting machine videos. Yeah, I just want to try everything and then take you along for the journey. So definitely hit that subscribe button and the notification icon so you don't miss when those videos come out. But first thoughts are that this was quite an easy machine to set up and use. It did come with instructions, but I put it in the box and then recycled the box, forgetting that they were in there, so that's completely my fault. But it was pretty self-explanatory, I guess. You know, you just shove the legs into the holes that were provided for them, screw it in with the screws and the screwdriver that was provided, and then stick these on. It's literally everything just came in the box with this. The only thing that I'm not sure I've done correctly is this little yarn tension holder. It is a little bit shaky, which maybe it's the way that I've set up. I don't know if I've done it quite correctly, or maybe it is just the quality of it that it is quite shaky, which could lead to some wear and tear and then eventually cause it to break as I, you know, continue to use it and more yarn feeds to it and it continues to shake. But Temu does have replacement parts for the Sentro for very cheap, so you know, if it does end up breaking, I can just replace it with no issues. Some negatives is that the plastic in some areas is quite rough. I've noticed it on the bottom of the machine, but the most, I guess, important bit that needs to be smooth is up here where you fit the yarn through, because some yarn can get caught on the rough bit and cause it to fray or things like that, which we don't want. So I might just sand that down or something just to make it like less catchy, but yeah, not too major. I think that's just like a manufacturing thing where the plastic ended and it's not the smoothest. Another thing that I noticed when I was cranking out the worsted weight yarn is that this little handle here, it was struggling a little bit. I don't know if it's just because I hadn't used it before, like I literally used it for the first time on worsted weight yarn, so maybe it just needed to warm up a little bit, but I was struggling a little bit while cranking it out. But on the DK weight yarn, no issues. It was super smooth. Like I literally posted the entire video of me doing the pink yarn, and yeah, it was quite simple, quite fast, did 30 rows in no time. So yeah, that's something that I'm just going to keep an eye on a little bit more, see if different yarns cause it to struggle a little bit more. Maybe I just need to, you know, lubricate it a little bit. Maybe it's just a bit like not rusty, but like unused, I should say. But yeah, I quite like this machine. I'm glad I bought it. If you are on the fence of buying a knitting machine, I highly recommend just going for this one. It is affordable and quite fun to use, quite simple. There's lots of videos out here on YouTube that show you how to make things with this, which I'm really keen to try out. If you have tried any patterns, please let me know down in the comments below, because I am just so eager to make things on this machine. I think I'm going to create a little bit of a series with this. I want to test out different yarns and like the panel setting and things like that. So I just might post on here so you guys can follow along on the journey with me. I'm most excited to try out different yarns on this, especially variegated yarns, to see how the color sort of plays out and if any yarns struggle with this. So I think I might post one next week, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to hit that notification icon so you don't miss out. Or if you're watching in the future, it's probably already out. I will create a playlist for you. But yeah, the machine also comes in, I believe, 40 pins and 22 pins. I bought the 48, which is the biggest Sentro machine. Yeah, just I think it's quite versatile, because if you did want to make something smaller, you can do the panel setting and then just create a smaller panel and then seam it together to create a tube if you needed a tube. So that's why I went to the biggest option. I might invest in a smaller one later depending on what I intend to use this for, but I was thinking more on the lines of beanies or, you know, neck warmers for my doggies. So I think this one would work quite well. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and I will see you in my next one. Bye!